huddle up in a house somewhere where it's green. You know, it's getting warmer
have a
out.
good summer.
Somewhere where
I was
it's
about
green.
to say,
Have them
have a good
have
summer.
them
H.A.G.S.
cook you some stuff.
H.A.G.S,
You know what?
you know?
You know what? Meg. This is Shana.
And Kris.
And we are Bad Queers. If you came out of the closet and got put in a box of stereotypes you don't belong to, then welcome to the Bad Queers Club.
All right. This week in Queer Urban Dictionary, I have looksmaxing. Looksmax. You got to breathe. You got to really exhale during these stories coming up in this episode. But we'll start with looksmaxing, which refers to practices, especially among young men online, to enhance their physical appearance. These practices range in intensity from everyday skincare to cosmetic surgery. Another deeper dive is some young men are spending tens of thousands of dollars on extreme procedures, including, well, this I don't think is even a procedure. They're just doing this. The smashing the bones in their face. I saw some hammer things going on. I think you could just go right down to Home Depot and get you.
What?
It's really happening. Actual jaw surgeries, limb lengthening, and in an attempt to looksmax and become more conventionally attractive. So this is like a thing. I think what's interesting about looksmaxing is it's far more dangerous than what they tried to demonize gender affirming care as. Like this is extreme gender affirming care, and a lot of these young men are like doing crazy things like that, like breaking their jawbone. I know that there's a lot of like steroid use and everything, but it's really to have this really super conventionally European centric attractiveness that's like a very extreme version of like metrosexuality for us. Like when we were growing up, we were like, oh, he's metro. This is like something completely extreme in a lot of cases. But it's a thing. So how about it?
The bones in your face.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate
jaw
that as
surgery.
soon as you
They
said
want that square jaw, you know, that's
It's like you go, what do you go into that surgery and they're like, okay, we're just going to fix your jaw. And you're like, hey, if you could just add a little.
Actually fix it
right here,
this way.
And then if you could move it this way. I know these surgeons are like, absolute.
Yeah. I know you're a surgeon, but I did chat GPT maybe a surgery plan for my chin and just kind of the best, symmetric ways that we can repair this. They're like, okay, we're just gonna repair this.
They said we have to get to
sir,
you
this is
and
an
four
ER.
others by the night.
Right.
By the time the night
Sir,
is over, like, have you not watched The Pit? It's
Pit.
like,
Sir, this is The Pit.
Have
We
you
do
watched
not have
Grey's
time.
Anatomy?
Right.
We don't have time.
They're like, fix it, but fix it good. Fix it well.
They said,
hey,
they're hoping for like a slightly gay surgeon, and they're like, hey, if
Right.
you just want to move like this way, just a little bit, I'd appreciate it so much. And I'm like, they are just gonna make sure that your jaw works.
Right. The way our healthcare system is fucked up, they'd be like, there is no way. We can't even bill for this the way we want to. There's no fucking way we would do this. Like, fuck out of here. You're lucky we're fixing your jaw, honestly. So, that's where we are. That's what they're out there doing. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Pretty crazy.
And all we want is gender affirming care to not be attacked.
My gosh.
And look at these people.
That's it. And again, there's not that same uproar. Like there are so many more young men and young people that are doing things and modifying their body in the name of looksmaxing that's way more detrimental than what they try to make gender affirming care out to be. It's like they're not just doing social stuff. They're not changing their name and pronoun. Like they are taking steroids. They are smashing bones in their face. They are trying to get taller through surgery. Like all these things that are just like, that's also insane. If you want to look at it that way, like that's crazy. Like they shouldn't be able to do that, but you do not have a registry of kids that are looksmaxing. You don't have a list of, things. You're not having that banned anywhere. Like they're just like letting this shit go. So America. And
I can think of is that scene in White Chicks where she's like, I want to got my knees done. She's like, you could do that? And that's all That's all this is.
And you can. And now you can. So you could do just about anything. So what you got?
Not anything that led to that
the way
type of
conversation.
conversation.
I was like, you could have answered this very differently. I got just said yours. I actually have I'll let you do it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I got a golden penis. So my Queer Urban Dictionary word of the week is golden penis. Golden penis. I got this from Wet for Her. This is a great definition. It is a phrase used to mock the idea that a man could quote unquote turn a lesbian straight because he has that of a golden penis. It's out here doing magic, flipping the people, doing the stuff.
I've never thought of this. My God.
It's the way that they always say it with conviction too. When they come in and they're just like, you just haven't had the right dick. You haven't had mine yet. And I'm just like this little veiny, dangly thing that can barely get bonked.
Yeah. Which conversely, they haven't had the right dick as well.
Exactly.
Using that logic. They also haven't found their golden penis. So, because it could be out there for them.
It really could. It really could. So my sentence to continue this is, it's usually said sarcastically when someone insists they could change a lesbian sexuality. Insist. Anytime, it is the most automatic, like the smallest amount of attraction that I have for men. The moment that is said, I'm like, it's out. We're gone. I've had somebody say that to me in the last couple of years. I'm like, y'all are still saying this out here on the streets with your whole chest?
Yeah. And I don't know the inner dealings of buds and stuff like that, but I would imagine that I wouldn't think that could work on buds. I don't think that works on really anybody. I wonder, even leading with that, the success rate of it, to say that, well, you haven't tried this. And it's like, well, no, I haven't. And
how often has that worked? That's what I truly need to know. Somebody needs to go out in the field and poll the people. All those people that do those sidewalk interviews, I need to know.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Can't be that successful. I don't think that's the one that does it.
And yet they stand 10 toes down on it.
Yeah.
No matter what, it's like they'll have the most problematic phrases in.
If other men laugh, that's enough for them. In a very gay way. You know what I mean? Where it's it doesn't work at all. But if another man laughs, it's it did work. And it's oh, okay. That's it. I feel like cis men are just happy, or cis men are just happy to make other men laugh. Their relationships are very gay if they really looked at it. But that would still be a win. They're like, oh, yeah. Oh, he laughed. They do a lot for each other.
They really do.
Oh, they do. They're so gay.
So gay.
Straight men are so gay.
Well, on to our category is. But first, we're going to praise Billy Porter. Billy Porter's been out here talking a lot too.
Yeah.
I mean, all the places.
Usual. Yeah.
That he's not going, not been invited to.
Billy Porter, soundbite is good.
Yeah. So,
and I think he's worked back from. I mean, he didn't get from under kissing Biden's hand, but he's still.
But also, I feel like we understand it more now.
There. We're just hey, it's honestly not the worst thing in the world at this point.
More now.
It's not even that. It's just, look, there is worse hands to kiss. Let's put it that way. There is worse hands to kiss, child.
Billy was ahead of the game. We talked about it and we judged it on the podcast. And now we see what Billy saw at the time.
Yeah.
So
Billy just needed to handle it in a totally different way. But also, again, worse hands to kiss out there and all that. And then honestly, I do think the fuck her soundbite really got him very far back with buying.
Yes.
Because that from our soul, and just across sexualities, across generations in the Black community, saying fuck her to Nicki Minaj was yes, that's actually exactly it right there. So
it is.
So yeah, a little Billy every now, I think it works. Yeah, a little Billy.
It does.
We'll accept it. Uncle Billy.
Yeah. All right. Well, I know I said praise Billy Porter. I took us back. We're going to praise, pray tell. Our first category is the Supreme Court is going to weigh in on whether faith-based preschools can exclude children with same-sex parents.
Exclude me. They shouldn't, but I don't want to go to it. I don't want to go to it, but go ahead. Yes. Yeah. They shouldn't legally be able to, but
they shouldn't
yourself,
legally
but also
be able
show
to,
yourselves.
But also
show yourselves. So
look, the Supreme Court is looking at a lot of things right now, and there have been a lot of things put into play between not only the main Supreme Court, a bunch of states' Supreme Courts, especially Tennessee. So we picked this one to go with because it's the most recent one from the highest of highest powers. And so the U.S. Supreme Court will take up a closely watched case that could reshape the boundaries between religious liberty and LGBTQ plus protections in education, agreeing Monday to hear a challenge to Colorado's universal preschool program and its non-discrimination requirements. At the center of the case is whether private faith-based preschools that receive public funding can refuse to enroll children of same-sex couples without violating state law. The case, St. Mary Catholic Parish versus Roy, stems from Colorado's universal pre-K program, which offers families up to 15 hours of free preschool per week, a benefit valued at roughly $6,000 per child. And the program allows both public and private providers to participate, but requires those receiving state funds to offer equal access to all eligible children, regardless of race, religion, sexual orientation, gender identity, or other characteristics. Plaintiffs, including Catholic parishes affiliated with the Archdiocese of Denver and families with children enrolled in these schools, argue that the non-discrimination provision impinges on their First Amendment right. This is represented by the Beckett Fund for Religious Liberty, and they contend that being required to accept children of same-sex couples conflicts with their religious teachings on marriage and gender.
Well, they shouldn't be tax exempt. Simple as that.
Simple solution.
Simple solution. Just don't be tax
Simple
exempt.
solution.
You can do whatever you want in your church. Don't take the state's money. I don't want my public funding to go to your crazy, violent church. Like, you could believe whatever you want, but nah, not with public funding. Like, you could do that, sure. You can't be tax exempt though. Like, I think that's fair. But we also know what the Supreme Court will probably do with this. So that's unfortunate.
Because if it took us 2 seconds to get there with the answer that should be happening, and if they can come to a solid logic on that, because it's written right there where it talks about both public and private providers to participate, requires those receiving the state funds to have equal access to all eligible children. So if you don't, what should happen is exactly what Kris said. They should walk into the courtroom and be like, hey, if you don't want to participate in that, stop taking the state's money.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're done and done.
That's it.
And that's it. Yeah. We're here for 5 minutes.
Look at that compromise.
Bring the gong, go to lunch.
Come on. That's a compromise right there. Don't take the state's money. Yeah, you can't be tax exempt. Yeah, keep your beliefs. Sure. Believe what you want to believe, and twist the word the way you want to, how you see it, and all that. But not with public money, not with my tax money. So simple solution there. So really I don't know. I know that Republicans and conservative think tanks, their political action committees, and just having a whole bunch of rich people and billionaires that lean that way, that they fund these things. But like, I hope somebody in response funds a counter whatever, even though I know the Supreme Court their ruling will be their ruling. But like, yeah, I shouldn't have to pay any taxes that could go to any discriminatory whatever. And that should be like kind of a counter lawsuit against this, where it's like, well, then these churches shouldn't be tax exempt. They're not. Like, they can't be if we're giving them, public funds and all that. So I don't know, but that also infringes on other people's First Amendment rights and stuff. Like, yeah, shouldn't have to pay for people who actively work against my best interests and quality of life. So we'll see what happens, even though, Supreme Court, eh?
Sometimes they surprise us with some of these things. And I feel like because they have so much that they have to review and go through, that this may not be the thing where they may toss it back to the state because they do like doing that. They'd be like, hey, we're not going to agree on this. We're just going to toss it back to the state and tell them to figure it out. We don't need to. This isn't something we need to do. We just took it because somebody's cousin's husband asked us to take it.
Yeah,
probably pays for some of our bills.
Yeah, which is definitely going on. It's either that I know they have that separate case about. I don't know if you heard about it with Roundup, the weed killer, that they're also trying to decide, which I would hope, because Roundup has caused cancer and it's like banned in Europe, but they want to spray it everywhere out here, of course, and all that. So there's like, they have to hear a case on basically whether they could poison us or not. And I was like, I hope we could just all kind of come together and be like, probably not a good idea to spray cancer everywhere. But, you know, given their cases, it's like they seem to they definitely have a hard on for anti-queer, Black anything. So they may say, hey, cancer for all of us. No.
Yeah.
But that, you know, so I don't know. I don't know how they'll go. I don't at this point.
Honestly,
like you said,
when we have who we have in charge of the health
really just
department.
Right.
We kind of know.
Yeah, we gotta know.
We kind of know. He's probably like, that thing that I spray every year on my lawn?
Yeah.
You want to get rid of that? What else are we going to get rid of? It's like, that's what I feel like is going to be the argument.
Yeah. They're like, it's a slippery slope. And it's just a little cancer, you know? So
they're like, we already have enough around y'all. And really, that's just to get y'all into the hospitals so that our insurance premiums can keep going up and we can charge more. And I'm like, y'all drive me nuts.
Yeah. You saw Miss Fifth Place complaining about that. I don't know if you saw that. This is a little tangent, but Miss Fifth Place was complaining about the bills and random bills she's getting since having her child, and how it's like so random that you do get random bills from like, oh, your baby breathed in the airport and that's $2,800. But people are like, instead of being anti-trans and advocating for all the bad shit that you advocate for, how about you turn your lens to things that could actually help people? Like, yes, like our healthcare system is very fucked up. The billing and the cost of healthcare is just out of control. It's like the craziest stuff. But, you know, maybe y'all should leave that made up issue about trans people in sports and like, you know, fight for something that matters. But, you know, Miss Fifth Place is just catching on. And I'm sure those bills are going to be harder to pay because Trump did say he didn't even like her like a couple weeks ago. Yeah. He'd be dubbing some of them like, I don't even fuck with her for real. And that's like, you know, kind of a death nail. So we'll see what happens. That's for sure.
And well, you know what else we're going to see happen? The continued fallout of Klay and Meg Thee Stallion. So our next category is the breakup of all breakups that has happened on the internet. Klay Thompson and Meg Thee Stallion have broken up, and it has the internet in an absolute tizzy. So first off, people are saying that this is the result of them breaking up, but not 100% sure. Not 100% sure because, you know, she put out a good neutral statement about the fact that she was going to move up the end date to her Broadway run of Zidler in Moulin Rouge, the musical, after breaking up with boyfriend Klay Thompson, who she accused of cheating. We have not heard a word from Klay whatsoever. CNN has been like, hey, man, can we get a comment? Can we get some feedback? Can you let us know? Because we have a screenshot over here of what allegedly happened. And so we just want to hear from you, man. And he's just like, I'm going to leave you on red. I'm going to leave you to hit voicemail, all of that. So Meg made a statement to E! News on April 25th, so just a few days ago, that said, I've made the decision to end my relationship with Klay. Trust, fidelity, and respect are non-negotiable for me in a relationship. And when those values are compromised, there's no real path forward. She added, I'm taking this time to prioritize myself and move ahead with peace and clarity. The alarm, the outrage that went across the internet that day was incredibly entertaining. I love how hard people stand for Meg, because with all the things that have happened in her life, with her mom and grandmother dying in the same month, Tory Lanez shooting her, And Lane's having to go to jail. There are also like legal battles with her old record label and another relationship with Partisan Fontaine, who also cheated. And I'm just like, Meg seems like a good fucking human. Like, she stands 10 toes down on the things that she's doing. She gives back. She is us and we are her in a lot of the areas that she just goes and puts out. She has that like Cardi B energy where it's like you're getting what you're getting with her. And for this to happen, talking about this man said he got cold feet. She talked about how she held him down through all his horrible was in all caps, mood swings and treatment towards her during the basketball season, and how he stated that he doesn't know if he can be monogamous. Meg wrapped it up and said, I need a real break after this one. Bye, y'all.
Yeah. Well, that certainly hit on Saturday, didn't it? I feel bad for Megan. It was so public. So even with this I guess had to be public as well. And all that. I got my pride. I don't know if I would have put that out, but their relationship was very public. So it should have ended this way. Like, put out there what you went through. And that sucks. Klay, I did have some sort of idea of how he moved before all this, just because living out here in the Bay and all that, and like his dating history, I did have a little prior knowledge of it. So I can't say I was like totally shocked. I know people thought he is corny and lame, and it's like, yeah, but corny and lame niggas be moving around too. But yeah,
because at the end of the day, they're men.
They're men, yeah. And like Klay isn't, a scrub, comparably out there. So this was unfortunate, and like I'm sure every word of what she said definitely happened. You could see he probably was on that, like with the horrible mood swings and treatment towards her. He didn't have a good season and all that. And yeah, it sucks because she really loved him out loud and like jumped all the way in. You could see that she was trying to be someone, or seemingly be someone that he would probably want to be monogamous with and like start a family with. We saw the Thanksgiving dealings that she mentioned, cooking for the family. Like she did all of the things. You had me
parading around in front of your family. Yeah. Which, hey, I would be pissed off too. Like she's sitting courtside with his mom.
Yeah. I mean, listen, again, Thanksgiving dinner aside too, like she really did all of the things. So for her to be hurt in this way absolutely sucks. Geez, like I don't know what to say. I mean, it is like it sucks. And dating athletes, huh? We're entertainers or men, like, it's just, it's nasty how the internet, the male space of the internet, because they do still hate her so much for the Tory Lanez stuff, which is so, it's beyond me. I don't try and understand the Meg the Stallion hate, especially from the Tory Lanez thing, but a lot of men, a lot of women hate her. So they were out there in full force, over the weekend and being happy about this, which sucks. I do hope, I mean, I guess this did affect the show, or her wanting to leave the show early for Moulin Rouge. I do wonder, did any of this have any dealings with her a couple weeks ago when she was hospitalized for dehydration and everything from the show? Like, I can't imagine how much pressure she was under with that going on, with this relationship behind the scenes, with him cheating and just having horrible moods and stuff. And then also having to learn this role and get ready for it because it's so rigorous. And it's Broadway. So yeah, just that she will need to take a break after this one for sure. I mean, during my Back Queer opinion section, I will play something from our girl, Amber Abundance, that is a Lavender Alert, where she could go next. But hey,
because the way we will sniff out an opportunity in 2.5 seconds.
And Megan is bisexual, has identified as bisexual in the past. So it's not like we're like, hey girl, go. No, it's just like, hey girl, open the options up, I guess. Or just,
open the options up.
Open the options up this time around.
See the come over here to the other side of your sexual identity. and see how well
just see over here,
treat
just see what's
you.
up and everything. She's very close with even I know Queen Latifah and her wife are still really close with her, and even went to one of the Moulin Rouge shows to to hang out. So they're like close friends. So I'm like, come hang out in the name of Niecy Nash, as Amber Abundance said. Just,
you know
why not?
Go have all of them, have a Queen Latifah and a Niecy Nash, and all of them just huddle up in a house somewhere where it's green. It's getting warmer out.
Good summer.
Somewhere where
I was about to say,
have them
have a good summer.
Have them
H.A.G.S.
cook you some stuff.
H.A.G.S,
you know what? Meg. Hey, it's not that I run WNBA All-Star, but seeing you there.
Yeah.
I feel like people would actually
stop by. Just stop by and have fun. Just stop by.
Say hi.
Fun. Yeah.
Get on a Stud Bud Live for a hot second.
Yeah.
Say hi to the people. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of private places around Chicago to go and do whatever you need to do, girl. So
listen, H.A.G.S, Meg. H.A.G.S, please. H.A.G.S. Please H.A.G.S,
Please.
Like with us, though. H.A.G.S with us.
With us.
So with us. H.A.G.S with us.
Yes.
For sure, because we're here, so I'm gonna play that because it was funny what Amber said. But yeah, what else did you? I mean, the jokes were funny that were online because that comes with with everything. The internet is very funny. I saw people being like, I want his ACL or his Achilles on my desk by Monday.
That was so good. I'm like, the way that y'all immediately, like this, there's one skit that I loved. It was this guy who said, if I was dating Meg Thee Stallion, here's what my thoughts would be. And it was like, oh, if you see a beautiful woman, you're like, and he's like, oh yeah, like she's beautiful, but you know who's beautifuler? Meg Thee Stallion, my girlfriend. And it was just all situations of him breaking that down. And I said, that is exactly how your brain should be. If I was dating Meg Thee Stallion, that is all my brain would be. I'd be like, man, yellow's a great color, but you know what really looks good is when Meg wears yellow.
Just
it
obsessed.
looks even better.
Yeah,
like that.
Obsessed.
Nonstop obsession.
Yeah.
At all. Yeah. At all. And she's
really love her. She is so loved by us. We really want her the best for her though. Like all jokes aside, and not even on some parasocial stuff. Like I know that we're not trying to like pedestalize Meg Thee Stallion, but I do the things you mentioned with her losing her family. Her dad also died, passed away too. So like her, we just want to see her win. She has a lot of talent. She is, someone who, we do want to win. We do want to feel safe and be, secure and be loved and everything. So I do hope she finds that. I know, regardless, even if she H.A.G.S with us, I do think she does need a break. Like, take a break. My gosh, good Lord.
Like, disappear to an island and just
something.
Do whatever you need to do.
Something. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I hate this for her, but I know that's comes with having a public relationship, that comes with dating an athlete in a lot of cases, which sucks. And it's just it brings up such nastiness though too on the internet. And that's just the other thing about really like people who just truly hate her for no reason of hers. So, yeah. All right, and I saw your note in there with the PBS. That's why people.
That was.
I'm never getting off the internet because my God, I can't even look at the PBS logo now.
and PBS jumping in quick with like, now how I get in this, and I said, I love when there's such an immediate knowledge that a Black person is running a giant.
I know. It's
social media platform.
It's so funny.
Just to be like, now how'd I get in this? Exactly. Exactly. Because that's what happens when you're telling a story and you throw a stray and be like, yeah, your head big over there like Jamal. Jamal's over there eating his cornbread and mac and cheese. And he's like, now how'd I get in this? And that was how it felt. And every person who posted a side by side, I said, wow. I love the internet. I love Threads.
It's so funny. Yeah.
I love
Threads. Is great. There's so many great spaces on the internet. And that's what sucks because it's such an awful place and, full of bots and evil people, but also still very funny. Like that, we joke, but at the end of the world, we will be joking about it. Like we will absolutely, 100%. Don't let us have a run up to it. Like there'll be an asteroid coming in, 90 days where we have a lead up time. Like people are just the jokes are going to be crazy. So I don't know.
Yes, they are.
We aren't shit, but well, that's with
as long as we admit it.
Yeah, I think that's what's important about it. We are truly not shit. So,
Yep.
But yes, thoughts and prayers with Megan and all that. So, and I don't even know if Klay's gonna say anything. He probably won't even say anything because what does he have to say?
Because we're also
he
missing
only
a
has
key
shit to say.
component of this, in that they also brought in Lexi Brown as like
I
the
saw
possible
that.
person.
I know that was like
I
was
and
like,
she
what?
said, "I'm over here about to start
Please do
my
not.
season and playing the stuff." She said, "Don't bring me in this."
I get it,
and
girl.
I did
Please
have a
do
split
not.
second where I couldn't remember if she was also part of like the Nilissa Dejanay like triangle thing. I was like, "Was that also you, girl?" And then I was like,
Could
"No,
have
that's
been.
not you. That's not you. It wasn't you." I was like, "Homegirl just kind of looks similar to you, but it's not you."
She was
But
with
yeah,
some,
Lexi fully was just like, "How'd I get in this? Y'all leave me be."
I wonder where that came from. I know somebody was trying to identify, like, I guess the podcaster he cheated with or something that people led it to her. But yeah, that has to be one of the scariest things on the internet, to be accused of something like that, where it's just like, no, God, no. Like, getting your publicist
I'm like, girl, I hope you're innocent.
It is not me. Like, I swear to God.
I hope you're innocent, girl.
Please. Yeah, because I know. I hope she's innocent.
I hope you're innocent, girl.
I know you said no, but people are checking into that, okay? In a Diana Rossini way, where it's like, you could say no, but people will find out, okay?
Let one text be found.
Don't let one text be found. Don't let one LOL be found on his, page.
No winky face.
Because that's going to be it. That's going to be a wrap for you.
They're going to find that you like something from 3 years ago and we'll put it together to today.
Yeah.
Okay?
Immediately.
Don't.
Or from like a year ago, and they're going to be like, match it up with like, Meg was in Japan. Like, they're just going to like really,
because
like,
you remember how quickly they did that for Allie and Ashlyn when they broke up. And that was years ago. We have more access and more AI now.
Yeah,
they're gonna find you.
Yeah, they'll find you. So yeah, if you did it, come clean.
Just go ahead and admit it.
Just go ahead and come clean.
Admit it. Hey,
come on, gotta put together something. Say me and Klay went to vacation Bible school as kids. I don't know, but you gotta you lie, but come out. And,
we passed each other one time in Vegas.
Yeah, we trained together in the office. Something crazy, something very. Whatever you would still get, cooked, but
yeah,
I don't know. Don't let them find you lying though. Don't let them find you lying,
girl.
Again, Jesus. So, this last category is great and is about setting boundaries at work. So this category is Paige Bueckers tells y'all to mind your business. Okay, Paige is like. On her media day for the Dallas Wings, addressed the media day chatter directly, saying her relationship with Azzi Fudd is nobody's business but theirs, and that she'll only be discussing the basketball side of things moving forward. This comes after the Dallas Wings previously stopped Azzi Fudd from answering a question about their relationship during her introductory press conference a week or so back, which created even more attention around the topic. Paige got to the mic, pushed back on the idea that Fudd was drafted because of their relationship, making it clear that Azzi is the number one pick because she earned it through her talent, her resiliency, and a strong final season at UConn. So her overall message is basically like, they've been teammates before, they know how to be professional, and whatever is happening off the court won't affect their focus on helping the Dallas Wings win games. So shout out to Paige, who sat down for media day. Was like, yo, let me talk to y'all about something. We've been doing this for a while. We got it.
Not new to this.
I'm only answering questions about this, and that's it. Like, if it's not going to affect other things. So shout out to Paige for setting that, and just a good representation of setting your boundaries at work, because those questions don't need to be asked. And I know that people think like, oh, that's fair game, and this is a very unique situation because this is a league where you do have romantic relationships, but it's a league that's always had that, and everything doesn't have to be a question that you even ask. Like, some of these reporters could ask that. I saw some former athlete on one of the many podcasts that they have out there say, they'd have reporters ask like just personally, or off the record or whatever, but like, it doesn't have to be a press conference question. If they lose a game or go on a, heaven forbid, a long losing streak, it doesn't have to be like, how are you and Azzi? Like, are y'all good? Do y'all have like, you know what I mean? People are going to read into so many things and be like, that's because they're fighting at home. And it's like, it's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad that Paige, just addressed that and set up the rest of the season for that. And just also, again, for anybody else who's in a relationship in the WNBA, kind of leading the way with like, we're not going to ask questions about that because it's irrelevant. So, yeah.
And she definitely sat down with her whole chest on it. It was like, let me just go ahead and start this from the top before we answer.
Yeah.
And then she said that, put the period at the end and said, any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I loved it. Because I know that there was a lot of discourse around the fact that the Dallas Wings, I'm assuming PR person, stepped in. What did you think about all of that?
I think stepping in did make it awkward. I think AZ would have been able to answer that. That reporter, he's not used to asking these questions. He probably just saw the discussion online and was like, I'm just gonna ask. I feel like AZ could have probably handled it though. I feel like because they've done this in stores, they've done this in Connecticut, that she would have been all right to answer it. But I also understand they're just trying to protect her and everything. But I did think they made it like bigger.
A day one. I do feel like the result of it did make it bigger. And I feel like I also understand why, because it's like it's day one for your first draft pick. Yeah. Coming in, like they're gonna aim to protect her. And so it's like a yes and situation. But yeah, I mean, I understand that there are rumors around of whether or not they're still together or not and doing all these things. Here's the thing. They are not new to this. Okay. We didn't even know about them dating for however many years it was. And that meant that an entire locker room who are on their phones all the time never slipped up. They got this.
Yeah. So, yeah, I like how Paige, probably knew that. And they saw after they did that, hey, this is certainly how we're going to better handle this moving forward. But yeah, like I thought it was interesting. Certainly with the stepping in, I was like, I don't know. Because they're going to ask that. That's just media. Like they're going to ask that. And like I said, this is somebody who's not that reporter has not been at the intersection of anything except for like Wendy's and McDonald's. And like, so he doesn't know how to even approach that. Again, I feel like he saw the discussions online about it and has to ask. And I'll also shoot him some bail to say he knows that there's a flood of new attention year by year because the league is growing, of like there's a whole group of fans that are coming into this season and know about Paige and AZ and like really don't know that this has just been the thing. Like there's been couples that play together in this league for its entire 30 years of existence. But there's people who are new to it that don't know that. So they really are curious, like, oh my God, like they're going to be playing together. Like they just, what is that going to be like? Is it gonna? So I did like the way that Paige set the boundaries for it. And that's just what it's going to be for the rest of the season and all that. And there'll definitely still be questions, especially if they hit a rough patch, especially if there's any on the court, anything. If they have a bad 100%. Game, miscommunication, it's just like, a look, what is going on? They don't sit
next to each other.
Yeah.
Anything. It's all going to be zoomed in.
Yeah, for sure. They didn't shake each other's hand, It's a lot of things. So they're going to be right on it every interaction. And I know these two probably know that more than anybody, with it being, them being on social, them being at a high profile school. Like they didn't go to, some community college, and shout out to community college, but they went to a big program. They kind of know what their way around all this. So good luck to them and good luck to everybody in the season. We are in the preseason and about to start.
We're in the preseason.
So here we are.
We have first games, some surprises already. I'm excited.
I'm sure you joined a fantasy league already. Fantasy leagues.
Yes, I lead one.
Oh,
I lead one, of course. And then I will probably be in a couple more. I think I'll be in like 2 to 3. Yeah.
Okay. My cousin wants me to join like a money league, and I was like, oh, I don't know, because my first time doing
your cousin sent me
WNBA.
The same one.
Oh, okay. Did you join it? She had hit me the other day.
I did not join it.
Okay. Yeah, I was like,
I did not.
I don't know. I can't.
I said money.
I can't keep up with that. Yeah, I was like, with money, I can't keep up with it.
I was like, I gotta do a lot to be able to do that,
Yeah. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just
I was
gonna
like,
play
I
for
run my own
funsies.
business now.
I
just want to play the trash talk.
Yeah, it's already hard enough with like football where it's like you got to change your lineup like weekly a couple times during the week because of games during the week. But I was like the WNBA and doing it for the first time, fantasy WNBA for the first time last year. I was like, my God, the changes and having to be on
I have to put
who's injured. My whole team was
reminders.
basically injured. Yeah, it's a lot. I was like, my gosh, get me out of here. Like I couldn't wait until the season was over. So I probably won't be joining. Chelsea, if you're listening.
No, I couldn't. Sorry, Chelsea.
That's my way. Yeah, no. Played for funsies.
I run my own business. I got a budget. Thanks so much.
Yeah. I feel that. All right. Well, let's move on to our advice segment where we give goodish advice for your questions and dilemmas. Send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com. Okay. This first one is from Diana. Diana asks, am I a bad queer if I've been keeping my ex's best friend as my friend in the divorce? And I know it's messy, but they're honestly a way better friend than my ex ever was. Like, we bonded during the relationship, and now that it's over, I'm not trying to lose the better half of that deal. That's so funny. My ex is big mad about it, and our mutual friends are acting like I have to pick a side. But their friend literally introduced me to my favorite restaurant and always has good weed. Why would I give that up out of principle? Diana, my gosh. Good food, Diana. Good weed.
You make good points.
Those are,
you make good points.
Like, you make good points. This is tough. My ex's best friend. Woo, that is messy.
I also like that the ex's best friend is still friends with you too.
Yeah,
like, it's not just how did this all get put on you?
Something
when
it's really kind of the best friends, move on this because like that is, that's really on them because you don't owe anything to your ex now, and I'm sorry you introduced me to a great person, and if that person decides to still hang out with me, then that kind of is what it is. So I don't think you're a bad queer for that. This is honestly all on the ex best friend. I could obviously see the conflicts of things with it. They're still connected to your ex. So, and in some ways you're still kind of connected in some ways to them. I don't know. It could get, muddy. But I don't know. This isn't really on you. It's kind of on the ex best friend, what they should do there. Like, I don't know what the loyalty looks like there and how they met, how close they are. But yeah. That's on them. I don't know.
It's on them.
Yeah.
I'm also laughing at the statement where it's like you're saying your ex is big mad about it, but you're mutual friends. So there are still other friends that y'all share. But is it just because this is the best friend that it's a problem? Like,
it's a best friend.
I feel like this is just another reason for your ex to be mad at you, rather than them pointing the blame at the person who is their best friend. Like, you're their ex now. You could do whatever things you plan on doing, but I would point the attention, not that you want to do that to your friend, but pointing the attention back to the best friend when it's like, you're mad at me for still being friends with your best friend. Like, just, kind of making it very obvious in that you're not the problem. You're just keeping the goods that you got.
Yeah. You're like, I don't have any problems with your best friend. And they seem to want to hang out with me. So I don't know. Yeah. I mean, as long as you are aware of how messy that could get. And certainly, it may not be the same amount of contact that if that best friend makes that decision to either not continue to be in contact with you or very limited contact, you are going to have to accept whatever that is. But no, I don't think, I mean, if you want to be friends with them, you can. But I think the risk of that and how that could get muddy. But yeah, stake your claim that you want the best friend in the divorce. So, put it out there, I guess. It's like, I want the best friend. That's what I want. Yeah, we're splitting things up. I want such and such. So
it's like when you pick the animal and you decided that like, oh, the animal is going to go with the ex, but the animal keeps running away and coming to your house.
Yeah. And it's
That's
like, why is this animal doing this? You know, this animal knows something inherently that we all know, but it's kind of clear. And so, and not to compare that person to an animal, but you know, you get it. Like it's really on them. Like they're either they got to figure that out. That doesn't have anything to do with you. But again, know that it is messy. Like that's your ex's best friend. So
yeah.
And maybe not anymore, because even this, if I was the ex, I would look at that best friend pretty crazy too. Like we have to move on, like together. Like that's part of that's part of it. Like, what are you doing? But that is, again, that's their conversation to be had.
Well,
hope that helps.
Thanks, Diane. Our next Am I a Bad Queer comes from Taylor. Taylor says, am I a bad queer if I've been catfishing my way through workout classes by using my ex's gym membership? They never canceled it. After we broke up 6 months ago, the card's still valid, and I check in under their name 3 times a week. I keep telling myself I'll get my own gym membership next month, but like, that's $80 I could spend on groceries. Plus, if they haven't noticed by now, is it even stealing? You know what? Shout out to Taylor for this.
Something. That's something.
Shout out to Taylor for this. Because that's a brilliant way of getting back at your ex. And you've done this for 6 months and hasn't noticed at this rate. That's just...
It's a little crazy. They don't know, but they...
Thank you. That's the
like
part.
that,
it's crazy that they don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a proponent. I
know
how
you're going to answer this one. Yeah. I know.
I do.
We all know. We know how you're going to answer this. You're like, what's the problem?
Like, if it's the one thing that you do, you'll stop.
I mean, they don't know.
If they cancel it, you know?
I don't know. I
might be a bad queer for giving you that advice.
That is... I want to uncouple this from being queer. This is just a character. If you like it, you know, I like it enough. So I won't say I love it.
Like it enough.
But it's kind of is what it is. It
for
is
not checking the photos and the IDs. That's on the gym.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are at fault before you. You know, you're just kind of, I mean, you were clearly using it before. Hard. I think it would be funny once your ex discovers that you have been going for 6+ months. And it may look a little trifling. I'm going to be honest with you. But, you know, go until you can't. You know, that is, maybe you say it's helping with your healing and with you moving on, and thank them for that. I don't know what they say about it, because again, it is, I guess, technically stealing. Right?
I mean,
it's technically stealing.
Technically.
Technically it's stealing. It is.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, that it is technically
it's
stealing.
Like by definition.
Yeah. So
it is.
You have to be okay with like what happens when they do find out. Maybe it's a hardy har. You're still a kidder. That's why I broke up with you, because you kid a lot. But
let's hope it's
I don't know what happens. What if they ask for that money
back?
Where it's like, you're not going to get that money back anyway because you didn't cancel the membership.
I'd stop and be like, so how could you prove it was me? How could you prove it was me going?
You're going to be like, I called down.
You know it was me.
See? Like the
you know it was me. Y'all gonna check the cameras?
4K.
Y'all ain't checking the cameras.
They'd be like, actually, they did.
Also, what if she tried to like lie to her in person? Like, say she confronts her ex, confronts her, and is like, you've been going to the gym. She's like, no, I'm not. But all of a sudden, she looks like hella toned and very ripped.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Oh, ripped.
I would.
Don't be getting fined on my gym membership.
Right.
But see, here's the thing. Even though it is stealing, that person who, the ex that doesn't realize that they're still getting money taken out every month for this gym membership, wouldn't get that money back anyway, because they didn't cancel the membership. It's not like
they didn't cancel the membership.
You know what I mean? Like you spent that money is gone. So you have been using it. And I do not know how y'all broke up and if it is on good terms. Seems like if y'all were on good terms, you may or may not mention this. Like, hey, you still got the gym membership. But I guess I would say be prepared for whatever it is once they find out, because they might feel some way. I can't say they could ask you for again money back for that, because again that money's gone. Like that person forgot to cancel their membership. It's just you were using it.
Yeah, and
but
they didn't check
they
IDs at the
certainly
front desk.
a lot of things, a lot of breakdowns that start with just like canceling the membership. But certainly like they should be using it, or maybe they're not, and whatever. But be prepared for what happens once that's revealed, and also you should be ready to get your own membership at some point.
Yeah. Maybe
you should just actually do it. Like 6 months is a good amount of time to use somebody's gym membership for free. Maybe you stop before it comes to an end. Yeah. Maybe you're just like, hey, this was great, and I got a good head start on being fine for Pride and feeling good for the summer, and I did it, and you just kind of walk away. Maybe you should do that, Taylor. Just walk away from this. I think you went pretty far, and $80 a month is a lot. Like that, I can't. That person must have it, like, to just not know it's coming out.
It's just like part of the budget. Doesn't check anything.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Taylor.
Okay. Hope that helps. For this next one's from Nicole. It says, am I a bad queer for feeling like I was someone's queer trial run?
Been there.
I'm a lesbian, and I want to be clear that I do not have any issue with bisexual women. This is before they have an issue with bi women. Usually they say that.
Yes.
We're about to hear the issue. I've dated bi women before.
Here's the defense.
Here's the defense. Yeah. I've dated bi women before, and I know someone dating a man after me does not erase what we had. But I've noticed a pattern that has been messing with me. A few women I've dated have talked about wanting a serious queer relationship, said they could see a future with a woman, and then after things ended, they went right back to dating men. One of them even told me she was basically done with men while we were together, which made it sting more when her next relationship was with a guy. Logically, I know people are allowed to date whoever they want, and I know dating men can come with less social pressure in some families and communities. But emotionally, it has made me wonder if I was just the safe queer experience before they went back to what felt easier. So am I a bad queer for feeling hurt by that pattern, even though I know bisexuality is real and I do not want to project my insecurity onto other people? Nicole, you are a bad queer for this. This was not a queer trial run. You are personalizing this a little too much. Like, I know that for one of the persons you dated, they said that they were basically done with men, but they're not if they're bisexual. So even them saying that, I don't know the circumstances, I don't know the environment, I don't know what y'all was doing when they said that, but like, that was just what they said in that time, that moment, that space. That was never gonna be, something different, especially if they're bisexual. They might have said that out of emotions. They might have said that for a number of reasons, but I think you're internalizing all this. I think you're taking this a little too personally. You're not people's queer trial runs if this just happens. Like, you're dating somebody who's bisexual, so that happens, and it's okay. Like, all the things you mentioned at the top of this, if you know it, if you believe it, then you shouldn't internalize this. Like, you just shouldn't. It just so happens that you just happen to date a couple people that decided to date men after you, and that's really just it. Like, I think digging into it deeper than that is gonna do more harm than good. And yeah, I wouldn't take this all personally, even if they said some stuff like that to you. Like, that is just, people say things and all that. So yeah, this is just how it goes. Like, it's okay, and it's not you. It's okay. It's okay, but it's not you. Like, you're kind of, I did this. Like, it's not the golden penis effect here, but it's something where you're like, I turned
that part
back to men, and it's like, that's not That's not what's happening here. So
Yeah. We don't want you to feel self-conscious about this. It does happen. It happens to the best of us.
yeah.
And it sounds like you dated those folks. It didn't end up working out. And then it happened to be that the next person that they were with was a guy. Not that they were dating you and cheated or anything like that. Like the way that you're writing it sounds like they dated you, it didn't work out. Then they went and now they're like in a relationship with a guy. So in between that, like, do you know that they didn't go on dates with other people? Do you know what they were doing out here in these streets in between that time? I'm going to assume you don't. And then you just see them ending up in relationships with men, which can happen. They like we said, they're bisexual. That is in their attraction umbrella, and that can happen. So I understand where it might feel like that. And you're starting to let your anxious thoughts get to the point of like, is my pussy repelling them back to men? No, it's not you. It's not you whatsoever. And truly, if you do have that issue and you want to just be like with that, I know that you gave us your whole defense and your argument and things to say you don't want this with bi women. But if it's something that you are getting over being self-conscious about, go back to dating lesbians.
What's that?
Like a simple solution.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of options here for you. I just
I feel like
about these
that's the theme today.
Relationships. Like it's just
is there other options?
So many options. Yeah, there is. So, yeah. Like I just wouldn't take all this so at heart. Like these wouldn't be the things I would take from these relationships. I'm sure there were other lessons and things to learn. So, I don't know. Hopefully this helps, Nicole. Happy Pride season.
Pride.
We're there. I can't believe it's like May.
I know.
It's pretty nuts.
I know.
All right, that's it for this week's Am I Bad Queer? As always, send your questions to badqueers.com. Hit us up on IG at badqueerspod or email us at badqueers@badqueers.com.
All right, what type of bad queers would we be if we didn't have unpopular queer opinions? My bad queer opinion, once again, goes back to the WNBA, as we've been discussing it loosely and completely and all the things. But with all that Natasha Cloud has done for the community and her activism in general, we as a collective queer community are not going up hard enough for her in the fact that she has not been picked up by a team at all. So if you don't know, Natasha Cloud did not get picked up during free agency. She ended up having to fire her agent, and she continues to not be a part of a team as they are moving through preseason. Everybody has their suspicions as to why, and a lot of them put it back down to the fact that she is pro-Palestine. And while you can be pro a lot of things, it's one step too far if you're pro-Palestine. And she has been very vocal and was breaking down a lot of things during the negotiations. What they were looking for was very cut and dry about what was happening and gave it to us on the reel. I used it for the live show that I did here in Chicago to talk about what was going on in women's sports and with the CBA. And each time we had an update, I almost always quoted Natasha Cloud because she was the person keeping us updated. So as a result of that, the folks are assuming that she has been almost blackballed by the league. I did see a recent person on the social media, so I don't know if they're a reliable source or not, but allegedly she is starting to get interest from multiple teams. But in the in-between, I need y'all going up for Natasha Cloud like we just went up for Meg the Stallion. That's the energy that I need. So with all that she does for us, we didn't go up hard enough for her, in my opinion, and still aren't.
Yeah, that's been interesting to see because it's like in this activist league, in this Black queer activist league,
okay, they flipped the whole election.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, is there a line? Oh, is this the line? Because I was like, I thought that there were other players that were outspoken and vocal, none more than Tasha Cloud. But yeah, like, are they punishing her for this? Is it I see some people being like, it's maybe an age thing with her getting older and people wanted to see how their rosters kind of turned out first, because like, what an addition. Like, and she's not getting it. She didn't have a bad season last season.
She had a great season last season.
She had a great season.
And she had a great Unrivaled season.
Yeah. So there's
it's like she's coming in
the
hot.
level of play is there. So it's just like I wonder if it's more of people wanting to see where their rosters are, who they're picking up, and she will absolutely play this season. There's no way. Like Kennedy Carter is back, which is great for us aces. But yeah, it's like it's almost like I feel like people are ready to, but it almost seems like, is it or is it not? Like, is this happening, or is this really on some like league admin, whatever kind of stuff, like where it's just like they're gonna pick this veteran up once the season starts and they see. So I don't know, but yes, we could be sounding the alarm louder for her about her not being picked up, because it doesn't make any sense. But how quickly things go with the end of the college basketball season, the draft, and then obviously how free agency was. Like, you would have just thought it would have, especially even New York, pick her up again. But very peculiar, because I'm like, is this the line for them?
Yeah.
For this league? Truly. Is this the line for real?
Because I was like, with all the stuff that they did with Unrivaled in New York, and they did hype up Cloud. Like, yes, they hyped up Brandon Stewart more, but owner of the league, whatever. She's New York's sweetheart. So knew that they had hyped it up with Natasha as well. I know that New York has a new coach, but also Sandy, you're up at Toronto.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You didn't want to bring her to Toronto?
Yeah.
Either? Because I truly thought, like, I know that Natasha talked about how, so she got fucked over with Phoenix, and she was like, I thought I was going to retire in Phoenix. And then she got moved to New York, and then she was like, I'm determined to make New York the place that I retire then. Like, she's trying to be with her legacy team to finish out her career. She's not trying to bounce around to all the places. I was like, her and Izzy just got like a cute little house, just all the things. So I'm like, what are we doing to support over what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. And then I wonder if it's a thing behind the scenes again, where they're far on money in terms of what she thinks she should get, especially with the new influx of money that's in the league versus what
she's definitely in the top bracket.
She is value. Yeah. Like, so I don't know, but I do think she gets picked up at some point, and it's just been very peculiar, because you would think she would have been already picked up, like, for real. Agreed. Like, there's no reason for her not to. So it might be that, for sure. Like, this might be like somebody is going to get some retribution on this, and it's going to be her. Like, it's just, you're already talking about the CBA stuff. Like, they were like, twofer for you, okay? Like, we have it out for you. And they certainly have blackballed players in the past. So, well, this isn't a bad queer opinion. This is going to be a community note that I am going to, we're going to insert the clip from Amber Abundance, who issued a lavender alert for Meg Thee Stallion to come home. And we'll play it now.
It has come to my attention that Megan Thee Stallion is single again. Lesbians, dykes, bulldaggers, women who love women, sapphics. Let us use this time to really show our best, to highlight the greatness of our community, to present as a viable option for women who love women. Let us highlight the lifestyle. Let us talk about the good news that we offer to the space, so that hearts and minds might be shifted in our direction, in our favor. In Niecy Nash's name, I pray.
All right. You heard our girl, Amber Abundance, friend of the show. Two times. I was like, she hasn't been here three times, but almost. She would be the first, probably third time, three-timer here. But
I think Amber, it's close to Amber and Jade.
Amber and Jade, yeah. And Sienna could come back again for the third time. We probably should. Oh, yeah. They're on the Sienna. 3 list. Sienna as well. Yeah. But anyways, everything Amber said there. Hey. Okay? We need our best out there. We do need our best. That's the only thing, because I know people were like, oh, come over here. but our best. All right, let's send
Please.
our best out there.
Please.
No bullshit, no fucking around, because it could go awful as well for us too. That's why I was like, our best. Okay. But yeah, I just want Meg to H.A.G.S with us. And that's it. That's it. Just H.A.G.S with us this summer. Just very healing. It's so many, friendships to be built, so much warmth we could provide her as a community and security. So, shout out to Amber Abundance for issuing that lavender alert. And again, specifying that we need our best with this. Please, please. Some of you, absolutely not. Some of you are Klays. Some of you are those, So we need our best out here. So thank you, Amber.
Please. Please. And shout out to Amber.
Just our best.
Yes.
Please.
All right.
My God. You know how far that would set us back how far that would set us. Yes, exactly. So
because we only get one shot.
We really we do, B-Rabbit.
Okay. This is your finale.
Yeah.
Is making this happen.
Just please. My God.
Please.
All right.
All right. Let's go ahead and wrap up the show. But we would never leave you without giving shout outs to our faves. My shout out this week goes to Radical Movement Durham. It's Black queer women owned fitness community for change. Their mission is to give back to their community by creating an intersectional, inclusive space for all bodies to build strength, flexibility, and mobility with a focus on pain-free health and longevity. I was like, it's run by twins. They're both queer. I love that.
Wow, queer twins.
I love it so much. Queer twins. So you can follow them and support on IG at Radical Movement Durham, DURHAM. And if you're in the area, go hit up a workout class.
That's very cool. All right, my shout out is to Queer Aunties. And we've shouted out Bri and Shay before, but I finally got to attend a Queer Aunties party, and it was definitely worth the babysitter. If you were born in the 1900s, if you have an appreciation of music and people from the 1900s, this is the event for you. This Black and Brown queer event is for you. They are taking the show on the road this year. There are more events in like New Orleans. I know they're doing a DC Black Pride. But go follow and support them on IG at Queer Aunties LA to see where they'll be this year. But it was such a great time, such an affirming space, and such a vibe. So y'all go check that out. And shout out to Bri and Shay of Queer Aunties. I definitely want to get them on the show, and we'll try and make that happen.
That'd be so fun.
Put that out there. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Really cool space.
Let's do that.
And party. Mm-hmm.
Party and bullshit. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. We will see you next week.
Take care.
I'm sorry that I'm